طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Arsenal signed Raheem Sterling. I don't know what they're thinking. Why they left it so late, Arsenal. Chelsea missed out on Osimhen because they offered him a very, very low wages. They left it very late as well. So they end up with Jadon Sancho for a steal of a deal with a loan with an obligation to buy next season for £25 million. Arsenal get rid of Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, Emil Smith-Rowe. The transfer market has shut in England, of course, and in Spain, and of course in France. The squads are set. There are a lot of deals that happened. Manuel Ugarte today was announced as Man United player. Great deal for them. But I want to know what you guys think. I want your opinion, guys. If you are here with me, hit the like, but let's get to 100 likes right off the bat, because we need to speak about what happened in the last hours. I didn't want to go live while the window is open, while everyone is doing deal speculations. So we left it at the end to the here we goes only, to the deals that are done already. As you can see, of course, the Raheem Sterling is to Arsenal's here we go agreement done. It's a loan, final conditions for the player that has to go. We'll talk about it, of course. We'll talk about, is it underwhelming? Is it what Arsenal needed actually? Is Raheem Sterling someone that Arsenal need at the current moment? We'll speak about that as well, and I want to hear your opinion as well. Big up everybody that joined us. Let me know, where are you tuning in from? Right in the chat. Hit the like button and let me know, where are you tuning in from, people? Let me know, because this is a big deal. I want to know where everyone is tuning in from. And of course, in the other hand, of course, there are the other news about Jadon Sancho, of course, that he said that Jadon Sancho is here we go for Chelsea. Of course, he's a Chelsea player. It's a loan with an obligation to buy next season. Of course, I don't know what to say. And also, there is the Liverpool Chiesa is today is the only signing. So Liverpool end up with actually one addition this season for their squad, which is absolutely horrendous. If you want to know what I mean, of course, Mikel Moreno is out for 6 to 8 weeks, which is another blow for Arsenal, and I'm very sorry for that. Yeah, of course, if you want to jump in, Anthony, you can, of course. Anthony's going to join me, talk about the deals. But listen, big up everybody that is here. Buffalo, New York is here, of course. Let me know where are you tuning in from, people. I really want to know. About 200 people here. Jamaica, Arsenal, of course. Functioning Addict is always here supporting the channel. Guys, let me know where are you tuning in from, because I want to know the community. Big up everybody that is here. And I'm going to start with the signing that I didn't like for Arsenal. Everyone knows, watching from Ghana, of course, is here. I just have to say, I actually have to start, forget Raheem Sterling. I'm actually going to start with Victor Osimhen, with Fabrizio Romano saying that Victor Osimhen is here. South London, big up everybody's here. Kingston, Jamaica, New York. Keep them coming, people. Keep them coming, people. Keep them coming. Of course, I want to actually speak about this, and a lot of people, and Somali Flame always supporting the channel, of course, in the chat, my friend. I actually want to tell you guys that actually Chelsea actually fumbled the ball here. Chelsea really are the ones who fumbled the ball here. I know he didn't want to lower his wages, but this is a disgrace. Like, if this is actually the wages, and I'm here calling out Chelsea fans, if you want a striker, and he's one of the top strikers out there, and he waited for you the whole window, and you offer him 4 million euros and 4 million guaranteed, I think that's a disgrace. I think this offer is a disgrace from Chelsea. I don't know what you guys think. This is horrific. DiMarzio said 4 million euros for Victor Osimhen. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you really kidding me? 4 million euros in his hand. The guy that was offered 25 to 40 million euros in Saudi Arabia. Are you fucking joking? That's DiMarzio reported. That's not Mo reporting. That's not me reporting. I don't know how real this is. I don't know how real this is. But this is horrific. It's horrific. And by the way, at the current moment, I have not seen anyone, just to let you know, guys, I have not seen anyone that denied these numbers. And by the way, even if the numbers are close to this, let's say it's 6 million euros, I still think it's a disgrace. 6 million euros, 5 million pounds a season. Probably Eddie Nketiah make that at Arsenal. Are you fucking joking? Chelsea needed a fucking striker. Chelsea needed a striker. Just wait, Anthony. Let me just fix the background before you jump in. Let me just fix the background. This is a fucking disgrace from Chelsea. A disgrace from Chelsea. This number is an absolutely horrific number. Are you kidding me, bro? You can join now, Anthony. It's fine. You can join now. Here you go. Guys, let me know what you think in the chat. This Osimhen, and also for the people that want to blame Osimhen and Napoli, you left it very late. You left it late. He was there all the market. And then you end up signing Jadon Sancho. You didn't need Jadon Sancho. You need Victor Osimhen. Even if it's not true, that's not my point. Make the deal with the guy. Yeah, screw Napoli. They accepted 65 million from Saudi Arabia, million euros. Are you kidding me? I know you guys are going to defend your club with all your hearts, right? But I am telling you, you needed a top striker. And at the end, Osimhen, you know what? Screw Osimhen. He's gonna rot on the bench for Napoli. They actually froze him out until January, just to let you guys know. He's not gonna play. And I'm expecting him to actually be off to Saudi Arabia in the next 3 days. In a different club, not Al Ahly, a different club will offer him the same money.
Brother, did the Arab deal fall through for Osimhen?
No, it didn't. It didn't.
Oh God, I thought, because I haven't tuned into that. I thought with the way you were talking that
it didn't
oh
work.
man,
Osimhen kept them waiting. Hear me out. That's what happened. Osimhen kept them waiting. So they said, okay, we're gonna go sign Ivan Toney then, he's cheaper. And they didn't care because Osimhen had a release clause. So they actually, Osimhen told them, wait, I'm waiting for Chelsea, I'm waiting for Chelsea, I'm waiting for Chelsea. And then at the end, Osimhen stayed at Napoli. Screw the guy. I don't care about the guy, right? I don't care about Osimhen. He's a Napoli player. My point of view here, and every Chelsea fan here that is on my channel, I've had a lot of them here, and a lot of guys watch me, support and everything. I wanted Chelsea to sign a striker because Jackson cannot be leading the line. How are Chelsea fans okay with Jadon Sancho and not signing a striker? Any striker. They said Nkunku is set to play left wing or something like that, and he's a 10. That is what it said. That is what it said. And for everybody that is doing the copium for Chelsea fans about the Osimhen deal, you guys really needed a striker. Everyone knew that you needed a number 9. Everyone in the world knew that you needed a number 9. Everyone. You knew, I knew, Maresca knew, your club knew. That's why you were chasing Osimhen all window. But you actually didn't, did ya? Because you put Osimhen on the shelf. That's what you did. You put Osimhen on the shelf and you did the Guiwi, you did the other deals, which is fine. I wanted Chelsea to get a striker because I backed Chelsea this season under Maresca to be an offensive force, an attacking force. He actually was willing to lower his wages. It's reported in Italy. Go read all the newspaper. At the end, he just was waiting for a respectful offer from Chelsea, and it didn't come through. Oh, you were chasing Ivan Toney, it didn't work. Somali Flame is saying, Omordion, it didn't work. You needed a striker. And by the way, Horad, you're absolutely right. If you knew Osimhen is not accepting your offer, and you knew you wouldn't budge, Ivan Toney was there. You're right. You're 100% right. Forget Osimhen. That's the point. I don't care about Osimhen. Chelsea needed a number 9. You knew that. Everyone knew this. Everyone knew this. And for the Jadon Sancho deal, I said what I said about Jadon Sancho. I want to get Anthony's opinion first about Osimhen. Guys, it's 400 of you here. We need to get to 200 likes right off the bat. Hit that like button. It helps the channel. And Kyriakos here is getting it right. It's not about Osimhen. It's about signing a 9. He's spot on. You are spot on. It is not about Osimhen himself, even though I thought Osimhen would take it to a different level. But Toney could have done the job. Toney would have backed with Palmer, Neto, and Hamad Wakey plays now. Toney would have backed 20 plus goals. Easy. Easy. You end the window without actually signing a number 9. at Tosin on a free. You signed Dewsbury Hall. You signed Felix, who plays across the front three, right? You signed Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You signed who else did you sign? Gui or whatever. You signed Felix. You signed Sancho. But are you mad? Are you mad? You should have convinced Ivan Toney. Anyway, go ahead, Anthony.
So,
I want to know what you want to see.
well, obviously, being on the other side of the world, I have very limited capacity at the time I wake up to watch Inter. So
you're cutting out.
Cutting out. It's not clear.
It is. You were cutting out massively.
Oh shit.
Anyway, you're good
what
now.
about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. So woke up this morning to watch Inter pump Atalanta, convinced that Osimhen was on the way to Saudi Arabia. And I was this second years old when I found out that it's off. So thank you for informing me, Judge Mo. What the hell actually happened in the last 6 to 8 hours? And are you telling me that Romelu Lukaku and Victor Osimhen are going to be playing for Napoli for the next 4 months?
No, they're going to freeze Napoli until it's already broken. It is done. They're going to freeze Osimhen until January, or someone comes in for him from Saudi in the next 3 days.
That's absolutely bizarre, man. That is bizarre. Where I've never seen the market behave like this before. So Chelsea came in with a final offer. Did they at all? Or they didn't make a final offer at all? Osimhen left them waiting.
Offer. They already agreed the deal. If I'm not mistaken, they already agreed the deal with Napoli, and Osimhen was waiting for them to offer them something, and they couldn't. For them to offer him something, and they couldn't offer him. They couldn't agree the deal. We don't know the real numbers, though. We don't know what they offered him, but he's fuming. Listen, I know that people are saying that we can cope without a number 9. You can, Chelsea. You have a lot of offensive players, and even without Osimhen, I still think that Chelsea will make top 4. That is the reality. I think that you will make top 4, but Osimhen will put you in a prime position for that 4th position. Osimhen would have put you right up there. That is my point. It's how do you go all this window without actually signing a number 9? It's crazy to me. It is crazy how Iqbali and Toboli and Winstanley are moving. It's crazy, to be honest. It's absolutely crazy. Like, listen, at the end, Victor Osimhen is not going to play for Napoli. He's not going to play for Antonio Conte, bro. It is broken.
Yeah. I was what I really wanted to come on and say was how disappointed I was that Manchester United couldn't find a suitor for Jadon Sancho that wasn't a direct rival in their top 4 race in the Premier League. It's very weak. And as an Inter fan, I know the alternative was him possibly going to Turin. So if anything, I'm a little bit happier that he wasn't on a plane to Turin than to London. But at the end of the day, really poor business by Manchester United. And I know a couple of the fans that, have got the ego right at the front of their head will say things like, I'm really glad we got rid of Sancho. I'm glad that he's Chelsea's problem now. Talk to me again in a few months' time, man, honestly, because this is a horrible way to do business. You are directly strengthening your rival, and we got nothing out of it. I don't know what the intricacies of the deal are. I'm sure it's a loan
with an obligation to buy for £25 million. That's nothing for Man United.
Perfect deal for Chelsea. Either he doesn't have the best season and they pay 25 million euros for him and they'll just make that back by selling him straight away, or he has a brilliant season and they grossly underpay for him and they've got a starter, or they can flip him for more profit. Him with Felix, they're going to run riot across that front 3. I could probably see an Il Falso Nuevo false 9 at some point in Chelsea's system due to a lack of a real number 9. But honestly, man, this English market was absolutely crazy, absolute peak. I actually wanted to ask you, how long is left until deadline hour? Is it closed?
It's done 39 minutes ago.
39 minutes ago. So I've got Saturday, 31st of August. Are there any other deals that can happen across Europe, or is it closed across the whole Europe?
I'm not sure. Serie A is done as well. It all closed at midnight on August 30. France, England, only Saudi Arabia can sign people now. Only Saudi Arabia can sign people now for the next 3 days until Monday. Only Saudi Arabia can sign.
Any reason why that is?
I have no idea why, my friend. I have no idea why. But listen, it is crazy. It is crazy. Let me, guys, it's a weird window for me. It is a weird window for me. The reason why it's a weird window, and hear me out here, because the people are going to be, why Mo, you are screaming for Chelsea? I'm going to do the same for Arsenal. I'm going to do the same for Liverpool. There's only one winner. Actually, there are two winners in this window. Number one is Manchester United with Xerxes, Ugarte, Euro, Mazraoui, De Ligt, and Manchester City. And I'm going to come to the Sterling thing. And Martin, you're doing madness. Martin. And you can jump on the stream, Martin, if you want. I'm going to send you the link. But this is madness, to be honest. If Arsenal fans, again, Arsenal fans, don't do what Liverpool fans did. As footy JUDGEMO, I never, and I did it for Inter, and Anthony can attest, I don't look at signings in isolation. When we freaking signed Alexis Sanchez for the second time, I was fuming, even though it was a free signing. I don't look at signings in isolation. The window's shut. You gotta look at your window. You needed a striker or someone that will make the difference, and you didn't. And you guys didn't, Arsenal as well. And we're gonna come to the Arsenal talk. You guys didn't do this for your club. I know that Sterling, it's a loan deal. There is no hurt. But you needed a better signing. Arsenal, and I'm gonna, by the way, for the Jadon Sancho thing, I think the deal itself for Chelsea, it doesn't make any sense to me. But now Anthony put it in word. It might be, there's no losing here for Chelsea, 25 million pounds, even if he stink up, which is, I think it's more likely than not, he's not going to ball out because he won't get enough minutes in the Premier League because of the Netos, the Maduekes, Palmer, and Nkunku, Jackson. But now with Osimhen not there, maybe Sancho's a good option for you. I really thought that Chelsea will get Osimhen. That's why I was thinking that Chelsea might get Osimhen, and there is no reason for them to sign Sancho. But now Sancho look like a bargain for you for 25 million pounds that you're going to pay next year and in installments.
For sure, bro. It can't go wrong for them from here.
I get what people are saying, but I don't think Sancho, for me, in the Premier League, he needed to leave the Premier League. I was okay with him going to Juventus. I didn't care, to be honest. I really trust Inter. I didn't care about Juventus. I really don't care about Juventus. I know we're so good for them.
Just on that, Mo, because I'm about to duck out for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day for anybody in the world. Yeah, it's in Australia. I don't know where it is in the rest of the world. But I did want to come and ask you, did you manage to catch Inter versus Atalanta this morning or whatever time was for you?
The whole game, of course. Yeah, I watched the whole game.
Well, just quickly, what were your thoughts? And then you can bring your boy Martin in for me and sub me out. What did you think?
We're so ruthless. Marcus Thuram is amazing. Mkhitaryan is meh, and Lautaro is still meh for me.
I love watching Premier League fans react to greatness in Serie A. I was tuning into Rance's live stream because he never does a live stream for Inter. And when Barella scored that goal, the look on his face and the reaction was everything. And you know me, I love Barella more than I love half of the members of my family. So anytime he can do something to put him on the map for the rest of the world, he is the best right-sided box-to-box midfielder in Europe, bar none. And I will debate anybody on your panel anywhere to the death of that. He is the best right-sided box-to-box midfielder in Europe. He is the truth. He always has been. And now that he's finally had his final kid and his first son, the shackles are off Nico, bro. Keep an eye on him this season. He's going to have his best season ever.
He's gonna. By the way, bro, the goal he scored is a worldie. If you guys haven't watched Barella's goal, listen. Yeah.
Incredible. Bro, big up to you, brother. Love you. Big up to the 500 people here. Keep it up. Can you remove me? I don't want to touch anything on your stream.
All right. I'm gonna remove you.
Ciao, brother.
Here we go, people. Listen, people. I'm gonna just go back to what I was doing. Oh, Martin has joined. It is not. It's actually Martin has joined right away. He's here. Guys, it's me and Martin now. First of all, let me do a couple of these super chats. Guys, let's hit the like button first before we guys moving fraudulent. 450 people here. Hit that like button. Support the channel, guys. Appreciate all the super chatters here. TM is saying, I don't like how the Osimhen saga went. Terrible we didn't get a striker. And I feel for Osimhen, 4 months on the bench and winter move will be peak. Bro, TM, I gotta be honest. Both parties fumbled here. Osimhen for saying, I'm not budging, I'm not budging, I'm not budging. And Chelsea for leaving it to the last minute for them not to agree. I think both parties here fumbled. Napoli at the end, I don't think Antonio Conte gives a fuck. I think Antonio Conte doesn't give a fuck about Osimhen. So for me, TM, I hear your frustration, my friend. This without a number 9, I am now a little bit hesitant about this Chelsea without a number 9, especially if Jackson moves like he moved. Good game, bad game, good game, bad game. You might end up like last season, miss out on your target just by missing some chances. Because Chelsea last season created a lot of chances. I'm fearing for Chelsea. I'm afraid for Chelsea, to be honest with you guys. And I really hoped that they sign a striker, to be honest. HBK Neil is saying Osimhen would be ideal, but Jackson isn't a calamity. He is not a calamity like Nunes or Højlund or Jesus. Jackson sometimes turns into Nunes HBK. You guys know that. You guys know that Jackson, some games, you missed out on a 3 points because Jackson missed an open goal. You guys know exactly how this go, my friend. We should have signed a decent center back. That too is something I was screaming. I'm screaming for all window. Chelsea should have signed a center back. Should have signed a center back, to be honest. They should have signed a center back. I know I'm too loud. It's deadline transfers.
Why did they let Chalobah go on a loan with no obligation?
He's not in the plans. He's not in the plans.
But he's one of the best center backs. It's weird.
That's not how Maresca sees it. That's not how Maresca sees it. Kyriakos is saying the window could have been a solid 8 out of 10 for Chelsea if we got a decent 9. Now it's a 6.7, max 7. Frustrating. Would have taken John Duran over nothing. I agree. Even John Duran over nothing. Even Duran over nothing. Now you have one striker, unless you consider Nkunku as a striker, but it looks like Nkunku is considered a 10 or a left winger. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. I know that people of the Chelsea will say you guys are fine, and I agree with you. You'll be fine. It is not because you have so many players that are very fluid, especially with Jadon Sancho now. If Maresca can revive his career, can resurrect him after the atrocious time at Manchester United. But I really wanted Chelsea to get a striker, to be sure. You guys have to understand. I wanted, with same for Arsenal, same for Liverpool. I wanted these clubs to be sure, because I think at the end there's only one winner here in this window, which is Manchester City. We'll have to agree on this. It's only Manchester City. Tevin, appreciate your super chat. This is nothing but pain, Mo. Nothing but pain. I tried to wait and see. We sent out 4 attackers and got 1, and that one is Sterling over it. I'm going to let Martin respond. I'm going to say my opinion about the Sterling deal. But before that, guys, 550 of you here. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button, people. We need 400 likes right on the stream because it makes a difference for the channel. Of course, Raheem Sterling, here we go. Sancho, here we go. Reece Nelson actually left. You know that, Martin, right? Left in the last minute of the transfer window.
Yeah.
Sterling, though, I'm going to tell you my opinion. I don't think it doesn't add anything. And it's not what you need. It's not what the doctor ordered for you. I know that he worked with Mikel Arteta before. I think the guy is past it. I think he doesn't suit your system, which is people have to be honest with themselves. The way Arsenal play, everybody work for each other. Everybody work hard, back and forth, up and down. They like to have possession. Arsenal, they like to pass the ball around. I know that people say that Sterling played with Pep. He wasn't the guy to give the possession. At that time, Sterling, lots of tap-ins on the far post, direct. It was different. I think if Saka is injured or wants a rest for a couple of games, I think Sterling is not the guy to be the guy to play off for Saka on the right side. And again, I'm going to repeat this again. Arsenal this season, Martin, might not have second chances. That one game that Sterling might play, like the game that you saw when Havertz played in the midfield against Aston Villa, that particular game might be the reason. And I'm not saying this as banter, and you know me here. When I'm bantering, I'm bantering. I'm not bantering. That one game might be the reason why Arsenal might not win the league. And I didn't want that game to happen for Arsenal. I wanted Arsenal to be sure. If someone is off, the second guy, which is what you did for Moreno, Calafiori, Timber's there, you know, Partey, Rice, Odegaard maybe doesn't have, but you will never be able to replace Odegaard with a similar player. There's only one Odegaard, there's only one KDB. But a right winger at least that plays your system. I don't think Sterling is that guy. And it's frustrating for me. And big up everybody that joined from Husam, guys. Make sure to get that like button up. Hit that like button because we need the likes to be up a little bit, guys, to 400 likes. Hit that like button. Over 800 people here joining us on the stream. So hit that like button. Martin, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. Also, Moreno's out for 6 to 8 weeks, which is a calamity for Arsenal, in my opinion. It's a calamity, in my opinion, especially with the Champions League coming. It's back to back with the cup as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was Tevin about an hour or two ago. You know, nothing but depression. You know, we got an injured player. There's no one coming in. It looks pathetic. I can't believe that we're not taking this chance to strengthen our attack. We haven't bought attackers for years. I think Arteta signed 3 attackers, and he signed about 8 keepers and 10 defenders or whatever. So it's pretty depressing. But when I look at the players that we sold, ESR, Vieira, and Nketiah, Nelson, or sold or loaned out, none of those guys were good enough to come off the bench and be trusted. And I think Sterling, as much as I have disrespected Sterling over the last decade or more of watching him, because to me he's one of those like tricky wingers that has zero end product. He's kind of like in the Doku category for me, in that he does a lot of stuff, but not a lot of it works. Big chances, misses. He's all over that. So I didn't really want to add that to the team. So it's a massive risk that's been taken by Edu, Arteta, all those guys to not even just push the boat out for Tony for 40 mil, or something like that. I think we've had the headroom. I think we had the money. I don't think there's a PSR excuse. So to end up with just Sterling as a reinforcement, it's pretty piss weak. But the fact that Chelsea are paying half his wages, there's no loan fee, and we didn't help them get Osimhen or anything like that, then I can live with it a little bit more. But from a banter standpoint, that's pretty much all I've got left, is to try and sweeten that deal. But I do look.
Don't you think you are coping?
Absolutely. I said allow me to cope.
Yeah.
Because Chelsea were like dunking on us and saying, yeah, you're taking our rubbish. But in the end, they just end up with Sancho, who I think is worse than Sterling. Like, as far as what the Premier League output is concerned, Sancho's nowhere near Sterling's levels. But if we need a player that's going to back up Saka, that's going to be of a very high level, that is Sterling, basically. And if there's anyone that knows how to get a tune out of him, it's Arteta. Build a system around him, make him play a certain way. He knows where his weaknesses are.
I wanted to talk to the Arsenal fans in the chat and the Chelsea fans in the chat. There is a massive difference between Sancho deal and Sterling deal, right? And I'm really going to say, guys, stop talking about your AMG. I know you support the channel all the time. Stop talking about we are only covering 50%. There is no risk. Arsenal aren't in a place to say we signed this guy because there is no risk. Do you get my point, Martin? Like, you aren't in that place. Like, I think Arsenal fans, forget the accountant. Yes. I am not looking at Sterling in an isolation. It might be, and I'm going to tell you this, Martin, and I don't know if you agree with me or not. If you had your full front line, full backups and starters, and now you're adding Sterling for that deal, I would say, okay, bravo. You're losing freaking nothing. You're adding a body there that you might not need for the majority of the season. Bravo. Great deal. But when you need someone, and when everyone is screaming, the club knows you need an attacker. And by the way, for the people that don't understand, Arsenal themselves knew that they needed an attacker. And they knew that they needed someone that is different from Kai Havertz. There is a reason why they chased Sethko for a month. There is a reason why they met already with Osimhen and they said, no, he's not the guy for us. There is a reason why Ivan Toney was not the guy for them. That means Ugarte. That means Arsenal they were looking for a forward, and you end up with Raheem Sterling, who I don't think you rate Raheem Sterling or not, whatever, whoever you are as a football fan, Man United fan, Man City fan, Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan, that's not the point. The point is Sancho might suit Chelsea from a playing point of view. He might. The way he plays, he might be able to get a tune about it. Raheem Sterling, for me, I will be surprised if Raheem Sterling actually gels with this Arsenal team quickly. I know that Arteta got the best out of him, but remember, this Arsenal team is completely different than the Man City team that Raheem Sterling played for. It's completely different.
I think Sterling got 8 goals and 4 assists for Chelsea last season, and I think Sancho will struggle to get half of that. And that's a failing Sterling at Chelsea. I don't think he's not going to change. Like, the attitude is still a problem. He's still a lazy player, but that's besides the point. I think Arsenal still need a striker that's a different striker to Havertz and Jesus. You know that I was advocating for Sesko as much as people made fun of the idea. I really wanted that kind of profile to fill out the squad, and it's still there. Sterling will not get anywhere near touching that issue. But from a winger standpoint, from someone who's going to come off the bench for us, we were looking at Sane, who had question marks. We had Coman, who had question marks. We had, Bakayoko, unknown players that we were going to try and bring in. So all of the winger options had question marks. So I don't know. It was really hard to find something that everyone would be satisfied with on the winger standpoint. But from the striker standpoint, we totally missed the boat. I mean, even Tony in the last moment, I would have totally thrown the money.
Pulled the plug, huh? He would have pulled the plug, but the Saudi offer was too much. The Saudi offer,
the wages maybe, but I don't know, 40 mil to Brentford. I think we were looking at 80 mil, so take 20 mil out of that and give it to Tony. I don't know, something. But I guess there's just attitude problems, and maybe Arteta is too picky with the players. He won't sign someone unless they're absolutely perfect.
But you aren't. It's not. That's not the. Even Pep Guardiola's not that picky with some of the players he gets. You know what I mean? Like some of the players, like Kovacic, Matthias Nunes was actually their second choice. You remember? They weren't even Matthias Nunes, Doku. This notion, and I get everyone from Arsenal point of view. If I am rating this window, defensive point of view, 10 out of 10. Mikel Moreno, what the doctor orders, suits you to the T. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Timber coming back, phenomenal, amazing. Thomas Partey maybe lost the legs. Maybe Mikel Moreno comes in, Declan Rice plays. Maybe he plays. And I get what people are saying. Mo, why are you so negative? Why don't you assume that Sterling is going to work? Because I don't see the signs. Show me the signs. How is Sterling going to work? 2 seasons. Number one, he fell off at the last season at Manchester City. There's a reason why they let him go. When he was 26 years old, 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken, 26 years old, which is prime age. They let him go.
Yeah, but he's been around for 12 years or
yes.
something.
And it's not about the output. And I'm looking at Raheem Sterling and the way he articulates himself on the pitch, the way he's a diva, the way he wants the ball, the way he doesn't work hard for the team and stuff. And I'm like, this Arsenal thing that Arteta built is built on a foundation of I'm getting rid of all the divas. Everyone that you think you're above the team, you're out of here, right? You're out of here. And I'm getting hardworking.
Hypothetical for you.
I don't see the signs, bro. I don't see the signs.
So you think Sterling would be best on the left wing, right? You don't think he's the right wing cover for Saka? Okay, so if we move,
I am not sure. I am not. To be honest with you, I'm actually not sure.
Let me hypothetical. I'm not sure. You don't think Martinelli's been very good either, right? Like he's been struggling.
Well, I've watched him freaking 2 games,
Martinelli. Well, this season, but he's been in poor form, right? So if we move Trossard,
but more likely than not. Likely than not, Martinelli. I'm gonna choose that's the nearest store, the one that is right now, which is last season. He wasn't great. I'm not gonna assume hypothetically that
there's not a hugely high bar for Sterling to come in and lay claim to that left wing spot. If he actually starts to cook, we can have Trossard in the striking position with Havertz, where he played false 9 for us very well in various games. So it's kind of like a stopgap solution. And what I want to know is was this our plan? Did we come to the last day and go, okay, we've got all these other winger options, but we're going to wait till Chelsea gets desperate and pushes Sterling out the door. It seems like a weird strategy compared to our normal recruitment, which takes like 6 to 9 months. This is haphazard.
Are we kidding? Are Arsenal, and also how are top clubs like Arsenal that should be aiming to win the Premier League and go far in the Champions League, leaving it to a lone player, a reject from Chelsea that Chelsea didn't want, and he's out of Maresca's plan in the last 6 to 8 hours of the transfer window? Are you kidding me? How are Arsenal Football Club in this position today in August 30th, 9 hours into the window? That doesn't
We've got
make
an obsession with Chelsea rejects. So we did it with Jorginho too when they were distracted trying to sell Ziyech. We picked up Jorginho at the back door for 12 million or something, and he became pivotal to our midfield.
It is sad. I have the same energy for all the clubs. I've raved about Liverpool's freaking window. That is horrific. Which is Chiesa and Mo, you're too negative for Liverpool. And then Husam today did a stream. I called it depression stream, where he literally got me depressed watching the stream the other day. Well, I big up Husam. And then Chelsea, on the other hand, are the only club that maybe with Neto, Joao Felix, maybe I don't rate Sancho, to be honest, because his time at Man United was very, very underwhelming, to be honest. Even Spurs got Solanke, you know what I mean? Like Spurs went and got Solanke, you know what I mean? They needed a striker. They got a freaking striker. Is he going to cook it? He's not going to cook. But they only can do so much. They went to the third best striker last season in the league, you know what I mean? The fourth. You can do so much. Are you going to assume he's going to fail? I don't know. You get my point? You can only do your due diligence, you know what I mean? They got Solanke, which was scored abundant of goal last season for Bournemouth under Iraola. So they did the due diligence. Arsenal didn't. And it's freaking, and I'm not an Arsenal fan, but it's sad because I can't sit here another freaking season where Manchester City, with all due respect, win the league, bro. It just shouldn't happen.
I said it was gross negligence if we don't sign a striker, and it's gross negligence. It's taking a chance with something you don't need to take a chance with. We should have been certain about it, and it could have been a good chance for the fans to get really behind some new signing that would have been really exciting. And now we're kind of like we've got to rationalize Sterling. I wonder what would happen if we didn't get Sterling, if it was Sterling or no one. So if we ended up with
now by the way, now with Reece Nelson out, I think you had to get Sterling. You just had to. You can't go to the season with literally 4 players because Jesus is in the hospital. You just can't. That's not going to work. That wasn't going to work, You cannot live your season. And also with Moreno's injured now, it is expected that at some point, with the amount of games you play, Havertz might be in the middle again because you get my point. Like he might turn to
but this Havertz in the midfield thing, it's not a huge issue for me. We've got Rice and Partey and Odegaard and Jorginho. We're kind of stacked in like the starting options for the midfield. Marino will struggle to start. I don't think we'll see Havertz in the midfield unless we absolutely have to. But even then, I think it's overblown how that one thing cost us because he started as striker against Bayern and he wasn't good enough for that. So it is what it is. We just got to basically pick ourselves up now. I think if Chelsea are going to help fund us to beat Man City, I think there's a nice narrative there, but we've got to win in the end. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a striker at least until January. So there's a lot of Arsenal fans which are wondering what happened to that 100 mil that we got from the Champions League. We've made a profit this transfer window. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, JJ is saying, Salam ya Mo, smash the like. Guys, we got over 800 people here. Let's get the likes up to 300 likes, 400 likes. 50%. That's 50%. That's more than what Arsenal are going to pay, right? For the wages for Sterling. They're only going to pay 1/3 of his wages, right? Like the people support Footy JUDGEMO. I've cut my holiday short to be at the Emirates tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners. Let's back all 3
Big
points.
Up, JJ.
I hope the Arsenal win tomorrow. To be honest, you're playing Brighton tomorrow at home, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think you'll smash them. In my opinion, I think you'll smash them. Hopefully, you will.
The key is to just not disrespect them. If you treat Brighton like a serious team, then I think we've got a good chance.
I don't think Arsenal disrespect anyone. I think after what happened last season, you won't disrespect anyone.
I'm going for that.
In my opinion,
0
how
goals.
do you read the window at the end? How do you read this window for Arsenal at the end? How do you see the window?
I think it's a solid 5. 5 out of 10.
Oh, hold on. No, that didn't happen.
What?
That didn't
Is
happen.
that too high?
No, hold on. Hold on. Ours, he got that number 10. No, he's definitely not.
They
getting
haven't
number
given
10.
Sterling 10, have they?
Okay, they haven't given Sterling 10. It was Emil Smith Rowe. Kevin is
What?
saying 4 out of 5, 4 out of 10. Sorry, 4 out of 10. 5, 0. My number 10. I think people are coping hard. You guys are coping hard with the Sterling thing.
Hey, 100K a week. That's just what we were paying Nketiah and Nelson. So I think that it's got a higher chance to succeed. If there's anywhere that Sterling's going to play well again, it's going to be at Arsenal, and it's going to boil the blood of Man City fans because they still love him. They're going to have to treat him like Zinchenko and Jesus.
I hope it works. I really hope it works. I really hope that this deal works.
We don't need another
Like, to be
BCM
honest,
merchant, but now we've got one.
Like, I really hope that it works. Like, I don't think it's gonna work as much. I really wanted you to sign and establish someone. Like, I am tired with Arsenal reviving people's careers, bro.
Me too.
I'm
Yeah.
tired of it, bro. I am tired of it. Do you know what? I was gonna be okay with someone coming in, maybe established and maybe playing a little bit lower than the level. Like, for example, if you get Osimhen and he only gets 20 goals, I'll be like, all right, you know what I mean? He played less. But I'm tired of Arsenal trying to revive someone again, bro. Someone again. Like, isn't it tiring for you that you are hoping that this signing work? Hoping.
I mean, I was
Instead of
hoping we weren't
established-
signing him until we signed him. You just have to come to some, like, I don't know. I'm going to end up like you screaming about Arnautovic. I'm going to be like, veins popping out, like, fucking Sterling, like, take your chances. So I'm foreseeing some frustration in the future. But I don't know. This is how we want to do it. We said to our landlords, increase our rent, and we're going to make life harder for ourselves for no reason. It's pretty frustrating.
I'm not sure Sterling is the answer for Arsenal. I hope he is, to be honest. I hope he is to Arsenal. I wanted to speak about a very strange situation, and people in the chat, I want you guys to get involved and let me know what you guys think. It's one of the strangest situations I've seen in my life, right? There are two players. One of them, Chelsea fans couldn't wait to get rid of. Some Arsenal fans are happy with the Sterling deal. Sancho, though, Man United fans, some of them couldn't wait for the guy to leave their club. And Chelsea fans are over the moon with the guy joining their club. It's like, this is a bizarre situation. I've never seen this situation before. I've never seen it. 3 clubs involved like this. It is crazy. It's
and Man
crazy.
United lost 50 mil on Sancho's valuation because he's going to be a 25 million buy for Chelsea, which is
next season he's going to be a 25 million buy.
That's a massive write-off.
Man United, but to be honest, it's the right move for Man United to get rid of him. To be honest with you, it is the right way for Man United to get rid of him. The reason why next season he wasn't going to be 25 million pounds. He was going to be even less than this because Erik ten Hag is not going to play him. You get my point?
Okay, if he stayed.
Like for me, financially speaking, I think Man United at the end got rid of him with that. Nobody wanted to pay 40 million for him. No one in the world rate him that highly. So for me, like, and for me, like, all the people at Man United that said Sancho's this, Sancho's that, you got to live with what you have. Erik ten Hag is there. Sancho didn't cook under him for whatever reason. Just move on. Sometimes clubs have to move on. Like, for example, I liked some players at Inter. Antonio Conte came and he's like, you're not for me. I have to move on. I'm not going to just, I'm going to keep saying the manager is a bum, the manager is a bum, the manager is a bum. But at the end, if you look at Jadon Sancho, the guy never delivered. And by the way, under Ralph Rangnick, he played him. I think he scored 4 goals in like 10 games.
He's only ever cooked in the Bundesliga and in the Champions League.
Which is, I don't get this notion that Raheem Sterling, I can see the talent when he goes to Borussia Dortmund. But I have seen this 50,000 times with players that shine in Serie A, don't shine in the Premier League. Some players shine in the Premier League, they go to La Liga and it doesn't work for them. You know what I mean? They go to Serie A and it doesn't work for them. I've seen this multiple times where players just shine in one league, in the Bundesliga, don't shine in the Premier League. It
The
might
question is,
be
can
like
Maresca get
Sancho's.
something out of him? That
He might be.
Ten Hag couldn't.
Maresca looks like he's really a specialist in the forward. Look at Madueke, how he improved. I
No.
think he will
Okay,
improve
Madueke
Jackson as
scored in
well.
one game or something, right? People need to calm down on that. Like, he's still only got 4 goals in 2 seasons or something. But Maresca, I don't know how Maresca
you know
woke
that
up.
Maresca, you know, since the preseason, Martin, Maresca has improved offensively.
Yeah,
in the
but how does he
Liverpool
wake up one day and go, okay, Sterling, you're definitely not the winger. You're never going to play. And then next day, I'm going to go buy Sancho. Like, I don't think anyone could look at Sancho and think he was the answer. To me, it was kind of like a Clear Lake decision, because they wanted to like have someone come in at the end of the thing. But I think Sancho is going to be more of a headache for him than Sterling ever was. Sterling's a hard worker. He shows up all the time. He tries.
I want to put it out to people here. Neto starting, Madueke starting, Palmer starting, Jackson starting. The benches, Joao Felix, right? And Nkunku. Sancho's getting a 10-minute every single game or every other game. He's playing Conference League football, right? Forget Arsenal and Sterling. But I'm talking about Jadon Sancho. How do we think Sancho's going to cope? Like, imagine Neto starting every game, Madueke, and we know that Clear Lake might actually force him to play Mudryk for them to sell him in January or something for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't get a move,
Sancho,
right? Mudryk's still there.
No, Mudryk's still there. Imagine if Jadon Sancho doesn't play regularly. How do they think he's going to cook? How do they think he's going to cope? Jadon Sancho is someone that he has to play. And I actually think Madueke is better than him in the Premier League. Neto's better than him. Felix is better than him. Palmer is better than him. Jackson is better than him. Nkunku is better than him. So he's your 7th guy. I think he's better than Mudryk, because I think Mudryk is not a footballer anyway. So he's your 7th choice forward for a line that can only hold 3 people. His 7th choice. It's like Reece Nelson at Arsenal last season with Jesus, Nketiah, Havertz,
They're very
Trossard,
similar
Martinelli,
players,
Saka. Like, you'll have to understand that for me, Chelsea, unless, which is, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Some people in the chat are saying, oh, by the way, Sterling is going to start. Sancho is going to start. How? Based on, what are you basing it on? On Dortmund or his time in the Premier League? How are you basing this on? How?
Pure hope.
Like, what are we basing it on ability, on how he dribbles with the ball? Well, Adel Tarat was phenomenal. Like, he was amazing. Hatem Ben Arfa was ridiculously talented. That has nothing to do with how you put yourself on the pitch.
I think they're just hoping that they get enough of these ballers together, like Felix and Sancho and Nkunku, and it'll be like a critical mass of talent, and they'll all turn back into their perfect versions of themselves. But I wonder how Jackson's feeling after all this chasing Osimhen and Tony and Duran, and then all of a sudden they come crawling back to him, and you're our number 1. Do they still have that Guiu guy? Is he playing in the team this year? It seems a little bit like they didn't focus on where they needed to. They just kept buying attacking midfielders.
Guys, less than 25 likes away from 300 likes. Hit that like button. We got over 700 people here. We really should be on 400 likes for this show. You know what I mean? There is no reason for you not to like the video. We got over 5. We should be on 500, as the banner says. I want to know in the chat, yes or no, people in the chat. Do you think, and please be objective, do you think Sancho's going to work? Do you guys think Jadon Sancho is going to work at Chelsea? Just let me know, yes or no, in the chat. Let me know in the chat, guys.
Are you making a poll, or you just
No,
asking?
no. People are saying yes, no. He will start in Conference League. People are saying no. Why are you voting with them? No.
You asked.
You're on the stream. No, people are saying no. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I hope Jackson bangs goals, to be honest, for Chelsea, to be honest. I really hope.
I think there's going to be a lot of people deleting their tweets. I'm sure there's a lot of Chelsea fans who have been like saying Sancho is crap, that now all of a sudden they'll say he's the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, I've crapped on Sterling for a very long time. I have a friend of mine who's an Arsenal fan who said that if we sign Sterling, he's going to have to reconsider his club choice. So, some people are taking this stuff very seriously.
I'm not sure how I don't understand how these two deals happened, to be honest, in the last 2-3 hours. I just don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. Why these deals happened? Why is the reason?
They had to get him off the books because they decided that he was going, but they couldn't really get him off the books that well. They still have to pay for him, but they don't want him around like a bad smell. They want him to be someone else's problem.
Yeah, Nick is here. Listen, people, it is crazy. Tomorrow we're gonna have too many streams. Of course, MHF match reaction for Arsenal, Rivals Rumble at night. Thank you for everybody that is here. Make sure to like, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're on the way to actually 24K, guys. We are on the way to 24K. So if you're new, hit that like button. Subscribe, guys, please, to the channel. Let's get to 400 likes before we leave. Any last comments before we end the show, Martin, for this?
It seems to be a lot of disappointed fan bases. Seems like even Spurs fans are saying they signed Solanke and 3 18-year-olds or something. United fans, I don't know about this Ugarte thing. I don't actually think he's gonna really pan out as they think, and I think a lot of their signings are just replacing kind of mid players with mid players. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out. But there's definitely a lot of angry fans today, and there's not many happy ones. Even Chelsea fans seem a little bit disappointed. And meanwhile, City are just sitting there with their arms behind their head saying, "We got Gundo back. That's enough for us."
Anyway, City are like, we got. Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. I think it's one of the strangest windows I've seen. But big up everybody that is here. Thank you for tuning in, people. Hopefully we'll see how it goes, and hopefully Sterling will cook for you, bro. Hopefully will cook for you, and hopefully Sancho will work for them. We'll see how it goes. We'll see you guys soon. I don't know. Yeah, you need Moreno, to be honest. We'll see you guys soon. We're out of here, people.